Hello everyone, my name's Shay, and this is going to be a small video on a couple of questions that I'm constantly asked about how to get into speedrunning Undertale. This isn't going to be a guide for any of the categories, rather this is going to be a small general guide for a couple of steps you should take before you actually start seriously running the game. In this guide I will cover how to disconnect your client from Steam, how to true reset your game, and how to obtain the two versions that speedrunners largely use, which is Linux 1.001 and Windows version 1.08, which is the default version downloaded from Steam. In order to disconnect the game from Steam, first you have to navigate to the file path in which it's installed under. So head over to your Steam folder, and then over to Steam Apps, Common, and you'll find your Undertale folder. You're going to want to take this out of the Steam folder, as Steam will attempt to fix itself. Now that you've done that, go back inside the folder and find the Steam_API at the very bottom and delete that. Once you've done this, your game will be disconnected from Steam and you will be able to play without the long load times and cloud saving. After removing your Steam integration, the next thing you want to do is to get to your save files. They're located in your local folder, so navigate to your local folder. I like to use %appdata% to get to my roaming folder, and then get to my local folder from there. Once you access your local folder, scroll down and you'll see your Undertale folder. One for Windows and one for Linux if you happen to be using that version. Create a shortcut to whichever one you'll be using, and rename it whatever you want. In this case, I named it Undertale Saves. Take that shortcut and drag it out next to your Undertale folder. Once you access that folder, you'll see multiple save files within. Get rid of every single file except for your configuration file. Your configuration will control language and controller settings, so you don't want to delete that. If you open the game and you go to the main menu instead of a save file, you've done it correctly. The first thing you're going to need to do is activate console in Steam. In order to do that, right-click your Steam and go to Properties. Then, in the target line, add -console to the end of it, and then click Apply. If you're downloading Undertale Linux 1.001, you'll need to follow this step as well. Right-click Undertale in Steam and go to Properties, and then head to the Betas tab. Opt into old version 1.01. You'll notice an Update button should appear for Undertale. Go ahead and click it, and it'll start downloading this version. Once you've finished downloading, you're going to need to once again disconnect it from Steam just like we did in a previous step. So, go ahead and go to that folder in Steam. Once again, Program Files, Steam, Steam Apps, Common, and there's your Undertale folder. Once again, you need to go down and delete Steam API. After doing that, you might want to rename your file something different so that it doesn't conflict with any other Undertale files that you have on your desktop. After you've done that, go and delete data.win. After you finish doing that, go to your console in your Steam. Then, enter the following command that you see on screen. The top one will be for Linux 1.001, which is what I'm getting. Once you've done that, Steam will send you to this folder here. Go into the Assets folder and take the game.unx. Close that folder. Now, if you have game.unx, you're going to rename this data.win. It's going to give you a prompt saying it might be unstable, it's completely fine. Once you've done that, put it into the Undertale folder that you've downloaded, and then it should work. In order to check if it's working properly, at the very bottom of Undertale's main menu, it should say your version number. As you can see, I'm in version 1.001, which means I did it correctly. If you would like all this information in text form rather than video form, I have a link to Rambu's general guide in the description of this video. That guide also covers how to get stuff such as debug mode, which is useful for practicing. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope this answered some questions.